Thank you, Nora. Good morning, everyone. I hope I can be heard.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Wonderful. So, yeah, thank you for the presentation, Nora. I think it's something that is a bit recurrent nowadays, and the technology adoption, especially in our part of the world, is very slow. But there's an efficient way for us to do our processes and optimize some of the business processes that we have, and to have an effective and a more, let me put it, a more productive business process flow around our offices and the things that we do daily. So in that regard, I want to present something quickly on the PowerPoint. I'm sharing my screen, just a minute. Okay. So business process automation with Microsoft Power Platform, use case petty cash. So the agenda for today is the need for business process automation in a fast-paced environment. And also inside our in-house petty cash app, the workflow from the initiation to the completion, and also the benefit and future potentials of business process automation. So the need for business process automation in a fast-paced environment. We all agree nowadays that our manual processes are becoming a hurdle. Sometimes you are looking for, you want things to be completed swiftly, but because of the nature of some of our processes, we face workflow delays. So manual processes cause frequent delays, slowing down the overall business process and operations significantly. And also they are error-prone processes. So manual processes increases the likelihood of human error. We also have lack of transparency, increased operational costs. Now, the importance of efficiency and innovation. So efficiency is crucial for business to stay competitive in the fast-changing market by optimizing resources and reducing waste. It also drives growth. Automation streamline operations. Now, most of us, we have Power Platform as part of our M365 or O365 tenant, or let's say suite of apps, but per Gartner reports for 2025, only 10% of the full capability of what the M365 or the O365 suite brings us is what we end up consuming. 90% of us, we basically use the 365 for maybe emails or Teams call, and to some extent, maybe planner or project, and that stops there. But there's a lot of tools in the suite that we can use to manage and optimize, digitize our processes. So we will show one use case, the petty cash, based on what we've built on the Power Platform. And the core component of the Power Platform today that we will be showing is Power Apps for the app creation, Power Automate for workflow automation, Power BI for data analytics, and Copilot, which has been becoming the new talk in town. So the latest product that Microsoft has built that a lot of people are using and taking advantage of. Now the impact, the real world impact from elimination of manual tasks to error reduction. So what does the Power Platform bring on board? So it streamlines your processes. So it helps you to make your workflow to eliminate manual tasks, speeding up business processes significantly. Errors are reduced. We have an improved decision-making and a better overall operational efficiency. Now, so I will just go around to show quickly a small workflow of how the whole process will be like. I just want to give you a holistic view of a workflow of how our petty cash system goes around. And we can just come back to this. Okay, so this is our petty cache. And from the start, it's basically a user that fills out a form, submit a petty cache request form. Then we have a man in the middle that we call the admin. So it's somebody that is in the finance department or in the middle that is supposed to route the various processes to the manager or the approver. So after the request is made, it goes to that person for the routing. Then the person routes it to the petty cache approver. So in this case, it could be just one of our managers that approve the request. Now, that request that is sent could be sent back to review if there's something that is wrong or some missing information, or it could just be that the person forgot to attach the proper receipt or forgot to add the necessary information, right? And also the request could be denied. So it could be there. Once it's denied, it goes straight to the end. And once it's approved, it comes to cashier. So cashier is the third person that's disbursed the funds. Now, at the cashier level, there could be that the balance at hand is short, so it might not be enough for paying the person that is requesting the petty cash. So the cashier will check if there's fund available. So we'll get to see all those things in the demo. If there's fund available, if yes, then it goes straight to disbursement. And if no, then the cashier will go through a process that we call reimbursement. So reimbursement is basically getting approval for more funds to be added to the balance, so the cash balance. So with our process, we have a threshold. We have a threshold that, let's say, maybe for our account office, maybe it's 2,000. So once the cash balance at hand is 2,000 or below, we know that we have to start the reimbursement process. So once the process is done, then it comes back here for the cashier to now disperse the fund, and basically that is the end. So back to my demo. So just like the way I explained is from submitting a petty cache request, user-friendly interface, you see that efficient data capture. Then from there, approval is routed, so timely review, completion. So in between these various process, so when I, as a user or a staff, submit a request, it goes to the cashier. Then the cashier sends it to the right approval. So once the approver approves the record, you receive a notification. So for those of us that already have a Power App player, so a Power App has another mobile app that you can have all your processes stored in there. So once something is approved, you receive a push notification on your phone. It's just like the way you normally receive, say, WhatsApp notification or any other notification on your phone from another app. So once something is approved, you just receive a notification that, okay, this request has been approved. And when you click on it, it opens directly the app for you to see the item or the request that have been approved. Then the benefit and future potential of business process automation. So basically, automation streamline processes, quicker approvals, enhance business agility, improved accuracy and audit trail. So for some of the firms that are ISO certified, there is very important to have an accountability and an audit trail that the auditors can go back to, and for managers to also see whatever that is going on. We also have the scalability and opportunities for further automation. So we can build something today and we can improve on it and build most of them. We understand that most of these software, they are like living organisms. So from time to time, there will be a part that might not be well adjusted to your business or your current processes. So you may want to adjust it or expand it to some new features. So there's opportunity to do that for any of the apps that are built on the Power Platform. So I won't bore you more with this. I'll just jump straight in the demo. So like I said, we have two interfaces for the petty cache. So we have the user side, which is a mobile app. This will sit right on your mobile app. If you have the mobile app, you can just have it on the mobile app with this design. And as well, you can play it on a desktop. So I'm using the desktop version. And we also have the admin side. So this is where the admin does his thing. So the admin has access to only this button. The approvers, which is supposed to approve or reject or review, request for review, has access to this button. The cashier also, which is the third person on this process, also has access to this button. And the dash button is available for management in case they want to have visibility into what is being paid, what is happening, and all that. And also, I mentioned the reimbursement model. So in case there's not enough fund to make a payment, this model here allows you to go through that. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and create a new petty cache. So I click the plus button here. Before then, we have a review, pending, approve, and decline. So basically, when you create something, it jumps under the pending session. When the item is approved, then it moves from pending to approved. And when something is declined, you just see it below the decline thread. So I'm creating something right now. So we have two offices. So in Ghana, I'll take the first one, Accra. And you see, my name is Speak Straight. For some of us that are a little bit technical, this speaks directly from the Active Directory. So you see that nobody else can use my identity, just like in the 365. It brings that information right in. So my name is shown here. What is the detail of this? Let's say we are requesting payment for office internet. The client is Accra office. The amount is, let's say, 1,000 Ghana cedis, and attach receipt. So attach a receipt. For this purpose, let's assume that these are my receipts. So I'll just take one and add another one. Let me add this one as well. So these are my receipts for the internet payment. I'm done. Then the receipts are also added to the item. Everything is fine, and I'll just click on save. Okay. So right there, my request is in now. Per the process that I've shown, it normally goes to the admin first. So admin used to have one. So when I refresh, now you see the admin has two items. So kindly have in mind, the approval is 0 and the cashier just have 4 elements in their 3. So as the admin, I'll just go in there and see. So this is the one that I created, and each of them ID. So it's very important to keep record of the ID of every request that is coming, because it's financial data. So we need to be able to track it down one way or another. So we have a unique ID that are attached to every request that are made. Okay, so you can click on view as the admin to see. The admin can check. So I can click on the image to see what is attached, if everything is fine. And even at the admin level, before the item gets sent to the manager or the approver, we also have the admin has the possibility to even review and say maybe there's something that is wrong. So the admin can click on review and add a comment here. Then let me just add a comment. Kindly attach other receipt. Kindly attach other receipt, and I send that. So just a moment, is saving. Okay, so back to the user side. Once I refresh, I can see now that the item has moved from pending to the review session. And when I click on it, you see this is the item. I click on the item. You have the icon here. So these are the images that I've attached. You have the view comments here. You see this is the comment that the admin has added. So kindly attach other receipt. And right there, you can go ahead and attach the other receipt. So if everything is done, you just click on save. And it comes directly back to the pending session. Okay, so now let's just say everything is fine. Then the admin can now proceed. Just a second. Let me just refresh this. The admin can now proceed and select an approval. So for this demo, these are our approval. I have my colleague Serge, I have my colleague Chesco here, and I'm also here. So I'll just click on Sylvester to approve this particular request, and I forward it. So once I forward it, it goes to Sylvester's approval tray. So let's look at how that side also presents itself. Okay, so it has updated. Now I have one item in my approval. And this is the approver's view, the manager's view. So the manager can easily see, okay, everything is fine, requesting payment for office internet, and the manager can just approve it. So the process ends there for the manager, and now per our process flow that I just showed, after the manager's approval, it comes to the cashier. So let's look at the cashier side. Now the cashier has 5 items in their tray. So click on it. So this is the latest item that is added. I click on it, and as the cashier, you can see that everything is fine. Any item that is shown here is basically approved by the various managers. And also at the top here, we have the balance. So this is where the reimbursement side comes in. Because I have enough money to make this payment, there's no need to start the reimbursement process. And also here we have the Kumasi balance. So because the finance team is also managing the Accra balance and the Kumasi balance, they have visibility into both balances. So here we have 9,300, at Kumasi we have 1,004. If I proceed, so also below here we have something that we call expenditure. I think most of the cashier on the call can relate with it. So any expense that is meant need to be categorized in a particular account or particular folder. So those folders are the one that we labeled down here as a drop down, and these are very usual. This is very usual for useful rather for the Power BI report or the analytic that will be produced later on for management or for insight. So we can just say the internet. So okay, so we can just select the internet, telephone, postage, and pay. And once I pay, you see the amount to be deducted. So now loading, please wait, it has processed. You can also see right from here that the Accra balance is now 8,300. And when I come here, I will just show the email that I just received after the payment has been done. Okay, so dear Sylvester Akakpo, so this is the email that is given, that is that serves as an acknowledgement to show that you've received payment. So requesting for office payment, requesting payment for office internet. The amount is 1,000, the date it has been submitted, requested by, authorized by. the authorization date, and the cashier. Yes, Sylvester, because I'm basically the one performing all the roles because of the demo. So that is why my name is shown at every level here. So 1,000, this to confirm, please kindly contact account department if cash has not been received or detail above are inconsistent with your earlier request. So basically, that is how the whole process goes through. I'll just show a glimpse of the reimbursement model as well. So here is where we normally request for cash. And once you have less than 2,000, you can now come and start the process. But because the amount here, for example, 8,300 is the current balance for Accra, if I click on it, I might not be able to say your current balance should be less than 2,000 Ghana cedis before it can proceed. And if I do same for 1,400 for the Kumasi balance, I click on Kumasi, I also have the same thing. Your current balance should be less than 1,000 to be able to request for a reimbursement for Kumasi. So basically, that is about our Petty Cash app. And before I even move out from here, I can show the dashboard to give an insight. So here we have a kind of dashboard that gives you insight on what is happening, what has been paid. So you can see the year and you can see the various offices. So I can decide to see what happened from maybe, let's say from 1st May, okay, to today, so 18th September. So these are all the requests that happened and the various description who requested them. They are shown here. I can also filter it by Accra if I want to just see the Accra. So this could just be your several branches and you can filter it by the branches. I can also filter based on Kumasi. And for the cashier, we can also export if in case you want to receive it via, you want to see the data via Excel in an Excel format, you can just, as it come here, you specify the form date. So the form is basically the ID of the request. So the IDs are the ones shown here. So you can just select it and you proceed with it. And it will send you the reports in an email with the Excel format attached to it. Now back to the Power Apps side. We basically build most of our apps from this side. I will just start from here, just to give you an idea of how the Power App interface look like. So just a second. Okay, so all that I've shown right now, I was saying that is part of your 365 environment. So I'll just show the various apps that were in play for us to be able to build that. So the first app that we had was the Power Apps. So right here, this is it. And also we have Power Automate, which is here. And we also have our SharePoint because we use SharePoint as a database to keep all the record in there. It does not just serve as an intranet, but you can also store information there, corporate information. And because security at large also apply to those microservices that you have in your tenant, so you don't have any issue with corporate data being stored here. So these are the various components, and it's as easy as you coming here, going to apps, and you just start with new app, start with the page design, and you have some template that you can go about, but most of the time you will select a blank canvas to build your app. So this is the interface where all the front-end magic happens. So this is where the interface that you see here, just a second, let me move this here. So this interface that you see here is basically built from scratch. From here, we put all those things together. And because I've said it, it's kind of very easy to build. But for the complex stuff, it will take some time, a lot of training, and you need to have this developer skill sets to be able to do very complex stuff. But for basic one, you can just try your hands around it. Now, Power Apps allow you to build the interface and all that. Behind it, the machine that is supposed to take, so I talked about the routing process. So just here, let me go back here to put some perspective around it. The admin. So the admin normally selects an item and the admin will select the approver. Just a second, I'll go back to this. The admin will select an approval. This was not requested by me, so I might not have access to it. But at this side, the approval side, the names that show here, the request, the approval need to be sent to those people. So that routing is also being handled by Power Automate. So Power Automate help you automate those repetitive tasks that you normally have in your environment. And also, that one is also a bit easy to do, but you need to know a bit about logic, how to go from A to B. If B is not met, or if A doesn't have all these requirements, then maybe wait until, those kind of logic that we put around things. If the payment is not above 2,000 or maybe 5,000, then it should go to this lower officer. If it's above 10,000, then it should go to this manager. That kind of routing is also done in here. So you can say it's easy to also do that, but you need to have some level of understanding of how the business logics are created in order to do that. So basically, you can add a trigger and have all those done. And the last part is SharePoint. So SharePoint is just, it helps us keep the data. I think I have something that I can show you how the data at the back is collected. Let's take, for example, this one. This is a list for another app, but I just want to show you the structure, how we collect all the information. So here, for example, we are collecting the full name of a person under the title column, the telephone, the WhatsApp number, the email, the company, the job title. So depending on the information or what you want your app to do, you can just use SharePoint list as a database. You create your various columns. And this employee list can just be related to a table. So this is a table in my database, and I could have several tables, and I can also link those various tables with others. So depending on where the information is being fed from, we can just link those one and have them working together. So basically, this is how all of them come together.